Hi, you guys. It's me, Chris Colley. It is Wednesday at noon, or I'm sorry, it's Friday at noon. Boy, I'm a few days short of a week here. It is Friday. I'm usually here on Wednesdays, so that's where that came from. But it is Friday. I'm glad it's Friday. We have some special plans for the weekend. I hope you guys do too. I'm going to be making Christmas cards. I have been doing Stamp-A-Stacks since I think September, October, November, and making 5 cards at each of them. And I've designed the cards, and then I make, 5 or 6 extras that I can put together. I have a come and play day tomorrow. I do a come and play day with my team, and everybody just comes and we spend the day crafting together, and it's a great opportunity for us to socialize with each other. I do have kits for sale. If somebody just wants to show up and buy a kit, they can. It's very low-key and no stress, just about fun. So I have all of these little card packets that I put together, and I get to have some fun too without having to do too much cleaning or too much setup. So it's always a fun time, and I like to have kits like this available so that I can jump in and join the fun too. So we're going to go ahead and start, and this was one of the cards that we made. It's with the Peace on Earth stamp set, and it came in a suite. And it had this beautiful Secret Sea glimmer paper. If you guys can see how gorgeous that is. It is so sparkly. I just love it. And this one had some other sentiments in it also that didn't necessarily have to be for Christmas. But I love this Peace on Earth. And then the flower gems were also part of that suite, as well as this embossing folder in the background there. And the dies just kind of nest right into them. And then I have added some Secret Sea splatter in the background, and I also splattered some Wink of Stella back there. So it's just really shiny and kind of peaceful looking. And here's how I kind of package them. I put everything together, and then it's right inside my card. And for this one, I added just some dimensionals behind my sentiment. Let's get those out here. Boy, you guys, it was like 5 degrees here this morning. So cold. We are going to go downtown tonight, and they have a little Kris Kringle market. So I'm going to meet some friends my husband and I are going to meet some friends for dinner, and then we're going to go to the market. And I don't think we will be there long with these temperatures out, but I'm going to dress very warmly because I kind of like a nice winter market. I think it's a fun thing to do. All right, so I'm going to add my glitter paper, and I'm just going to do that with some regular Stamp and Seal. I hope you guys got to stock up on your Stamp and Seal during the Black Friday sale. I got some Stamp and Seal and some dimensionals, those things that you use all the time, those consumables. I was able to grab a couple of them. And I'm going to put my adhesive all the way around, just because it is embossed, so it has those indentations on it. And this way, this sticky will get way down into all those little grooves there. I kind of like the white on white. I think it gives it a very kind of peaceful look to it. And here I go again, getting it on crooked. I should probably just stand up when I put it on here. I think I can move it down just a skosh. Is that how they say? There we go. much better. Okay, then we'll put these on here. All right. And you can use take your pick tool to get the backs of these off. In fact, yesterday, I went to a little coffee and card event that another person on our team was doing, and she mentioned that she colors the backs of her dimensionals so that she can tell when she's got them peeled off or not. And I think that's something I may have to start doing. Okay, now for this guy here, I'm going to take my scissors and I'm just going to kind of give it a light pull with my finger. So my scissors are on top, my fingers underneath, and I'm just giving it kind of a light pull. I don't want to pull the feathers out. I just want to give it a more like he's flying kind of look. And then I'm going to add him with a dimensional also. I say him, he could be a her. I don't really know. And I don't know how to tell, but I'm just going to say him. There we go. I have an upcoming class where we're going to use the Valentine's set. And we're not going to make Valentine's cards with it, but it has an adorable bear in it. And I was trying to decide, is it a he or a she? And then I thought, you know what, I can put a bow on it, and it can be a she. I can put a hat on it, and it can be a he. So really, it can be whatever we want it to be. We can take a little bit of creative license with that. See how quick that went together? These are like my favorite kits to do. So whenever I do a class, I always cut out a couple of extras so that I have them. There, I'm going to put this one right here. They're kind of like our paper pumpkins or our kits in that everything is just included. And so it's a really quick and easy put together no matter where you are. Sometimes my husband will like to watch a movie with me, and so I'll go upstairs and just take a little kit with me and do it while I'm watching a movie with them. This one has lots of little pieces to it, so it's going to be a fun one to put together. I'm going to get my stuff so that I'm still organized here. Okay, and this one is the snowflakes. I think it's snowflake season, maybe. Let me grab it real quick and let's see. Oh, it's Snowy Delights. So there it is, and it has all of these great sayings in it. So it can be for not necessarily even Christmas. It could be for just like a January birthday. I mean, it has some stencils with it, and these dies. Aren't these dies so pretty? And then they have them so you can kind of like make your own snowflake. Just really cool. And I love any kind where you can cut your words out, right? I think that's and I actually used the Peace, Love, and Joy sentiment, which I believe is a part of the Peace on Earth stamp set, which was the one we used on the first card. So, got some sticky on my nails there. All right, so everything is inside my card. My card's going to open like this. And these pieces are going to go on the inside. So I'm going to put them on first, and I'm going to put this piece down onto my white, just so that if it is a little bit longer, I can trim it before I put it on here. Because sometimes I get a little bit, just like an 1/8 or a 1/16 of an inch too long on the edge here, and I want to be able to trim that before I put it on. So, just going to add my adhesive here. I don't know if you guys are glue girls, but your glue will work just fine. Whatever kind of adhesive you like is the kind that you want to use. I like crafting when it is stress reliever, so I don't like to have a lot of stress in my designs. I don't like to have to fuss with an adhesive that I don't enjoy. So I just prefer this one. It's quick, it's easy. I don't get my hands all sticky. I'm just going to put this down. And again, I'm going to just lift it up for 1 second here so that I can get it straight. And this one is actually a die cut. There we go. And it has little designs on the edge, and then we embossed it. And then this is also another rectangular die cut. So these are our snowflakes, and we're going to put them on so that they overlap and it looks like one big snowflake. I'm going to put mine on. I want them to kind of come up off the paper, so I didn't use sticky paper on them when I die cut them, and I'm not going to use glue on them. I am going to put them on with a little glue dot in the middle. Let me get my glue dots out of here. So I'm just going to put a glue dot right on the back of those circles. And I'm going to do all 4 pieces. So I have 4 short ones and 4 longer ones. And I wanted to tell you guys while I'm doing this that I do have a class coming up. Today's the last day to RSVP for it, and I did send out a little email reminder and posted it on our Facebook groups. Oh wow, sorry about that. It is our Fun Fold class, which is coming up on the 15th of December, and you can come in the morning or the evening. I do them 11 to 1 and then 6 to 8, so you can pick the time that's convenient for you. I pick a favorite Fun Fold, and then we make it using 3 different stamp sets or suites or color themes. So we kind of get a chance to make it our own. We make 3 cards. It's only $20, and it's one that fills up fairly fast because I have to limit the number of people because of the, because the cards have more steps, and they're very much stepped up from these very simple cards that I do in my other classes, like this one. So I do limit it to only 4 people, and then I do it twice, so there are only 8 spots, but there are spots in both the morning and the evening one. So if you're interested, you can just email me at ccollie@stampingismybusiness, and you can PayPal me at ccollie@stampingismybusiness, or you can Venmo me at Chris Collie. And you can see those on your email. You can see all the directions and the dates and how to RSVP and all of that. Or if you are part of my Facebook group, which you probably are if you're watching this right now. If you're not watching the live and you're on the replay, you may not be part of my group, which is the Rubber Room Stamping Friends group. And it's a space where we just share lots of fun crafting techniques and do a sketch challenge. All kinds of fun things are happening there. So I did 4 of these snowflakes, and then I stamped them in the red so I could use just those little red berries on the middle of them. And they kind of look like flowers right now. You can layer the stamps up, and they do resemble snowflakes, but they match the flowers in the designer series paper, which I think is pretty cool. And I think that this pretty peacock is like a really fun color to use for Christmas and winter time. These do have some dyes that go with them. I think I don't mind fussy cutting. It's kind of one of those things like coloring. It relaxes me, and I don't really feel like I need to be 100% perfect right on. So I tend to just go ahead and fussy cut some of these as opposed to trying to line up my dies for them, especially with flowers like this, because you have to hit a certain spot on your die, and sometimes I end up just kind of like twirling my die to get it to the right spot so that it fits. Plus it gives me time just to chat a little bit with everybody, which you guys that know me know I like the chat. And I actually am going to cut 4 of them because I do want to put one on the inside of my card too. I like it when my card insides match the outside part. So if you're in here watching now, please drop me a little hello. I film with my camera upside down so that I am not backwards when I'm sharing my card with you. You can see it going in the right direction. Facebook recently changed some things around, and I haven't been able to figure out how to do it so I can see your comments and I'm not backwards. So I will reply to all of your comments, and I will also put this, I download the video and then upload it to my YouTube channel. So if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please go and subscribe, and you can watch my videos there also. On Facebook now, they're only keeping videos for 30 days. So you want to be sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel so you can go in and watch them anytime you want to. You won't miss out on anything that way. There we go, and that is Rubber Room Ramblings. So you can just go to YouTube and search that out, and you can watch it there. I also put a link in my newsletter and share it to my blog. If you're a blogger person, it is rubberroomramblings.com. And I do share the video links there, like I said, and the cards. And I'm just kind of getting back into videoing after about a year of not doing it. So I kind of like it. I'm enjoying it. It takes a little bit of, like next week, I probably will pop on and actually stamp something for you so we can make some holiday treat holders or tags. I do have some tags I'll be making next week as I start my wrapping process for the holidays. So I'll be going in and doing some of that, and I'll share what I'm doing, kind of take you along. Make some gift card holders probably. I don't do a lot of gift card holders at the holidays, but I do send some gift cards to some friends. So a gift card holder is always nice rather than just sticking it inside an envelope to kind of float around a little bit. And these are just, again, I just want the dots for the middle. And you can, some of the gals that were here, I had some red sequins out. I used red sequins. I think I put the red cherry and white cluster, cherry cobbler and white clusters out. So you did have some other options as far as if you didn't want to cut these out and put them on there. I think that it just, I like the little pop of red that it gives to the card. So I think it's worth just taking the extra minute to, and I did try a little tiny hole punch, and I tried a couple different things, but this was kind of the one that I liked the best. So I'm gonna start with just one. Let me see if I can find my glue dots here. See, I just used them. Here we go. And I don't have a big space that I'm like working in, so I'm not sure how I managed to get something to where I can't find it, right? I'll put that right in the middle there. And I'm gonna make these kind of come off my paper a little bit, maybe. And that just gives it a little bit more, where it looks like it has a little more dimension, or it's just, they're not all kind of just stacked up on top of each other there. Okay, and then I'm going to do just the tiniest. Remember I said that one's going to go on the inside, so I'm going to do just a little dab of green glue on there. And then I have some tweezers maybe. Well, let's see if I can, I'll use the end of this. So I'm just going to pop that. I'm going to lick it and stick it that way. And if you have your tweezers handy, of course you can use those. I'm just going to set that right in my glue. And there we go. I'm going to let those dry for a minute while I go ahead and finish the inside of my card. And I think I'm going to put that like right in there. And I think I'm just going to use a glue dot with it right in the middle. It's kind of a pretty little inside, isn't it? Okay. Now we'll come back here, and I'm just going to trim that right even with the edge there. And I'm going to leave my snowflakes kind of off the edge, because they'll be on the white paper, so you really won't see this. And if you don't, I can kind of feel where that is, but if you want to, you can take it on from this side and trim it. Whatever is more comfortable for you. Okay. And let's see. Do I want to? I think I'm going to just tape this down. I was trying to decide if I wanted it on glue dots or not. And you guys, you can put it on this paper too. It is really pretty with it if you wanted to use that side of the paper instead of the other side. Sometimes that's the most difficult part with our designer series paper. It is so gorgeous that you don't really, it's hard to decide which side you want to use. And sometimes I'll use one side and then flip it around and use the other side on another card that I'm making. So one card gets this side, and then one card will get the other one. So there we go. Isn't that pretty? I just love the way these cards turned out. And we'll do, I don't think it's too late. It's not even 12:30 yet. So let's do one more. This was, I usually do 5 in the class. So let's just, isn't this one pretty? I love all of the gold. And this one has those sparkly sequins that they used, some people used on the inside of their flowers. Just popped one of those in there for the last card. Let me just clean my mess up a little bit here, so I'm not all confused. Well, that one was sticky. Okay. That one's a little glue there. Let's see if I can get that off. Yeah. I want to get glue all over everything. Okay, so for this one, I used some of the branching out dies. So what I do when I'm using my gold paper in the background, this one I just die cut with a rectangle because I don't want to waste all of that pretty gold paper. I want to use it for another card that I'm going to do. So I'm going to start with this piece of paper that I believe is going to go on the inside of my card. And I'm also going to put, wow, I just keep bumping my camera today. There it is. And I'm going to put some of the gold berries on here. I have some gold berries on the front of my card, so I'm just going to kind of carry that through to the inside of my card. I think I got that on there straight, but I'm going to go ahead and put them on the front and then see what I have left to put on the inside. So I'm going to start just by adding some adhesive around the edges of my gold piece. And there we go. And then I'm going to take this paper. I love this paper. It is just so pretty. But I'm going to use this side because it has all those like really pretty accents, gold accents on it. And I'm gonna lift this up. So I'm gonna put it on some dimensionals. I think I'll take some from the edges here. And I'm just gonna lift it up a little bit, and that'll kind of make somewhat of a shadow like on the gold that's at the base. So it'll give it another added dimension and a little bit of texture that way. I love adding dimension to our cards because it kind of makes them look almost as if they're 3D, which it gets them a little closer to kind of, I don't know, I want to say real life maybe. So it looks like it's popping off the page. There we go. And you can, if it's easiest for you, a lot of people just pop your dimensional off with take your pick tool. These backs of these dimensionals go everywhere. They're so staticky. There we go. And again, I'm going to try and get it nice and straight on there. Okay. And then I have some of this This is one of our traditional labels, and your traditional labels have that really nice trim around them, and it kind of cuts through, which makes it really good to add some ribbon behind. So I've taken just 2 small pieces of our gold mesh, and I'm just going to kind of slide that under there. And this is just going to give it kind of a whispery gold look, which I think is kind of cool. Here we go. And I did one for each side. So I had 2 pieces there. And I think it kind of goes under better if you just wrap it in half and just kind of scooch it under. And it's like just the perfect width to fit right in there. And I'm just going to add some regular tape to the back of this. I think that is just a really cool look back there. And I haven't seen a lot of cards where they've used this ribbon like that. So it was kind of something different to try. Somehow managed to get that all caught up in there. There we go. Alright, so I have just some regular Scotch tape that I'm going to put it on the back with. And hold it down so it's not falling all over the card and doesn't want to come out in the mail. There we go. And it is kind of long enough or wide enough that it will grab both of those. Just a little too long there, so we'll trim it up and be sure we got that one good. Okay, and then I am going to put this on with some dimensionals, but I've taken some words from our ephemera packs, and if you aren't familiar with the ephemera, they have lots of Christmas and holiday words in them, and they are sticky on the back. Now, I left my paper on because I'm going to pop these up on dimensionals. I'm sorry, I'm going to take my paper off because I'm going to pop them up on dimensionals. And I don't want the paper to come off of the dimensional. So I'm going to make sure that the sticky is out there, and I'm going to put my dimensional on top of that sticky. So essentially this ephemera pack is like a little sticker packet, and these are kind of great to use on the inside of your cards, especially if you're one of those people, like at times I find it very difficult to get things straight. So I usually will handwrite inside my cards. For my holiday cards, this is like a blessing, so that I don't have to write in all of them. I can just use these little stickers and be sure that they're nice and straight. So here we go. Just gonna stick these on. I'm gonna actually, like, this card is gonna have heavy dimensionals because I put the designer series paper on with dimensionals. I'm going to put my sticker on with dimensionals, and then I am going to pop this up on dimensionals. So it has like 3 layers of dimensionals there, but that's okay. I had a group at one point that called these risers. And it was kind of a fitting little way to describe them, I think. Okay. There we go. I'm just going to put it down in this corner because I want to add these pieces here. And you could also cut these pieces right out from the middle of your gold foil if you wanted to. So I'm going to keep that piece for the inside. And I'm going to put these two pieces on back here. So I'm just going to kind of lay them on like this, I think. And then I'm going to cut this part off. This is like way, way too long here. So I'm just going to cut the end part of that off. And I am going to put these on with a little bit of glue. So I'm just going to kind of dab some green glue on there. And I think I'll start with this little guy. Go in here. Wow. There we go. Put this guy in like that. And then we'll go on top. Actually, I think I'm going to go on the bottom with this guy over here. There we go. Okay. And then I have two pieces of this twine. This, I actually have one piece of it. Isn't it gorgeous? It's like gold and white. And then the other one that comes in this packet is black and gold. And it's just the prettiest twine. And I'm going to make, I don't know, I made a double bow on this one. I think I like that, but I think I'll try a really big bow and see how that works. And then I can always go back and do the double bow if I like, but sometimes I like a big floppy bow. That one is like big and floppy for a card that's a 12 by 12 card or a scrapbooking page. That was a big one, wasn't it? Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the double bow. All right, so those of you who know me know I like to do bunny ears. So I'm going to take my big piece of twine. I'm going to fold it in half. And then I'm going to do two little bunny ears. And one's going to go over the other. Up through the middle. And to do a double bow, some people will do two bows and just stack them on top of each other. But I like to tie them both at the same time. I don't know why, I just do. But you do whatever you are comfortable with. If it's easier for you to tie two separate bows, then by all means do that. Okay. I think I like that size. So let's cut these guys. Wow, there we go. And I always put my bow on with a little glue gun. So, just going to add my glue dot in the back, and I kind of want these over more. There we go. So I just love all of that gold. I think gold is a really fun metal element to add, especially during the holidays. Did I miss the back on that one? Look at there. See, this is why that little trick of coloring the back of your dimensionals would work, because I totally missed that one. Okay, so now I'm going to put this one, I'm going to add my little glittery gems. And I think I'm going to go small and medium up here. I pulled that one right off the back, which is not a good way to do that. Wow, that little dot is really stuck to my plastic there. Put it on there, and then put my sequins back on it. There. And then I'm going to take the big one, I think, and put it down in this corner. Well, I did that twice in a row. I couldn't have done that had I tried, right? Okay, so I'm just pulling up that glue from the back of it. And then I'm going to set my sequins right on top. And that always works. You can also use a glue dot if you needed to back there. Okay, so there we go. That really adds a lot of sparkle to it, those little sequins do. Okay, and I'm going to cut this guy. I think I want just one. So I think I'll cut it about there. And do that going up the side, and that will kind of tie it in with the front there too. So I'm just going to add some little drops of green glue on there. And you guys know I really like this glue. There we go. So I'm just like dotting every other one about. And that's going to go on the inside. So you can see I'm going to making Christmas cards. All I'm going to have to do is put them together. There we go. And they'll go by really quick and easy, right? Okay, you guys, thanks for tuning in. I hope that if I don't see you in the next couple of weeks, you have a very happy holiday. But I do hope that you'll be tuning in, and I will get to see you. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.